Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Sagittarius January 28, 2022. Some interesting psychic impressions could come to you today. Pay attention to any seemingly random thoughts. Perhaps you will sense that someone is going to get in touch with you. You might suddenly be thinking about someone, and then they will call you. Your psychic radar could be turned on, so notice these intuitive moments. Or you could get a sense of what someone is feeling as you speak to them. Your empathy could be strong today. If, in the course of your career or studies, you have recently decided to engage in some research or trade, the day ahead will contain golden opportunities. But don't try to control what happens, and don't put on any masks calculated to charm the people you meet. Be spontaneous and let your intuition do all the work. It will serve your purposes most faithfully today. The result of some creative innovations you've been working on should make itself apparent today, and you're likely to be very pleasantly surprised. Your ingenuity should be paying off big, and chances are your accomplishments won't go unnoticed. You are likely to enjoy positive feedback and recognition, and prospects for the future development of your ideas look bright. In the evening, go out and have a good time. How sweet life is today. Your bank balance has never looked better. It is a joy to be out and about in the world. Even though your viewpoint today could hardly be called objective, you can nevertheless enjoy this little interlude of happiness. However, do be realistic when it comes to financial matters. Don't spend beyond your means. Share your dreams with friends and relations. Inspired by you, they will want to be in your company. You might discover common interests, enriching your relationships to other people. If you continue in this confident way, others will see you as a role model and follow you. Don't let yourself be irritated by doubts or ambitions. It won't be hard for you to show that haughty your good side. You can't lay it on too thick this time, so pull out all the stops and put on a show. Sensitive to the feelings of others, anytime you are involved in conversation with someone who you find interesting, who grabs your attention, romantic thoughts race around your mind, occasional heart flutters indicate potential for romance. If you're chatted up, make the most of your appeal, try to be patient. Unfortunately, this is a period of conflict and tension in your family life, especially where your brothers and sisters are concerned. Don't you think it's time to deal with these kinds of problems once and for all, in order to build a new relationship with these people? It will be painful, yes, but it's up to you to take the first step and call a family meeting in order to put all your cards on the table. You will be attracted to new people who are fiery and passionate like everyone with your number. You should use today's energy to canalize your desire for union and being with other people. You will have to master your naturally seductive ways, my friend, because you could get lost in superficial relationships that are going nowhere. Think carefully before contacting the people around you today and figure out who is the special one. They're probably not far away. You could find yourself very busy today. It might be a good day to sit down and make a list of all the things you need to get done. Scheduling the organization of specific tasks or engagements can make a big difference in the amount of stress you'll feel. If you feel you're running out of time, consider alternatives such as hiring a catering company for the party you're planning, or delegating a chore to someone else in your home. Just as Mercury is spending his first full day back in your work sector, and just 2 days after Mars returned to begin what could be the busiest 6 weeks of 2022, the Moon returns to a playful part of your chart. This might sound like a case of bad timing, but with Venus at a standstill ahead of her direct turn in your work sector in 2 days, this can help to curb any of Mars' impatience. With Venus and Mercury in retrograde motion for the next few days, playful lunar vibes will make it easier to take a wait-and-see approach. 2 days after Mars not only left your romantic sector but ended all planetary activity here until later in the year, the Moon returns for its monthly visit. Having begun the year here, the Moon comes full circle in time to capture some of Mars' romantic passions and fighting spirit, with the romantically charged lunar vibes over the next few days helping to cement the spirit of romance moving forward. The Leo Moon faces off with expansive Jupiter this morning, bringing an abundance of attention your way. Feeling like all eyes are on you can be a little disconcerting, so it's important to remember that it's okay to put off answering messages or phone calls until you're feeling up to it. Luckily, things begin to feel more grounded and organized only a short time later, and the moon changes signs into pragmatic Virgo. Use this energy to tap into your efficient side and knock out any correspondence or task you've been avoiding recently. Venus faces off with deceptive Neptune this evening, so things could get a little weird in romantic relationships. The energy here can cause us to inflict more damage than we realize in the moment, so try not to be overly critical or demanding of your partner or yourself right now. If you sense that someone is lying to you or gaslighting you, you might want to back away from the situation for a day or two so you can reflect privately and gain a clearer perspective on how you feel about the situation. This evening, feelings of restlessness are likely to manifest, and the moon aligns with passionate Mars while entering a harsh T-square to the nodes of fate. Your desire for change could be supercharged, and you may feel passionate about getting ahead on your path, but issues from the past or uncertainty about the future could leave you feeling stuck. In the morning, the Leo moon opposes Jupiter in Aquarius, making us vulnerable to others' jealousies. In centering conversations around our own experiences, we can come off as showboat. We are entirely naive to this, unable to see ourselves realistically and believing that we are making friends when we are really attracting people who want to see us knocked off our pedestal. We should be mindful of how we are presenting ourselves, as well as the company we are keeping. Perhaps it will be better to put off new introductions until later in the morning, as the moon enters its void following this aspect. We only get one chance to make a first impression, so we might as well hedge our bets. 2.5 hours later, the moon enters Virgo, ending its void of course. Over the next 2 days, our interests lie in organizing, restructuring, and perfecting our routines. Doing so gives us a feeling of emotional satisfaction, as if we are insulating ourselves from the disorganization and clutter of the outside world. The same attitude that enables us to tackle tedious mundane duties and also make us critical of others' choices or predispositions. Aim to stay on your own path and let others live their lives. You'll save more energy this way. Spiritual or artistic practices may feature prominently in the days to come, helping define our rituals and praxis. It would be a waste to let this transit pass by without establishing some covenant within ourselves, to permit our dreams to shape the objectives of our work and daily lives. Psychic hits should be heeded, and intuitive impulses followed. There is wisdom to be found, even in sources that are apparently nonsensical. Remember that the imagination is a space of conception, and all physical creations have been birthed from this space. The trick lies in believing the impossible is possible.